scientist. I'm not an expert in footballs. I'm not an expert in football measurements.
I don't want anyone rubbing them, putting in the air in them, taking the air out. To me, those balls are perfect, and that's what I expect when I show up.
I can't put on the football. It's so goddamn hard to hold on to it.
Introducing Mike Cash Collins and Scott Stacks Simpson as the Fantasy Millionaires.
It's fantasy time. It's take two time. It's pray that the internet works well this time. With Stacks of Cash, what's up, Stacks? We reviewed your knee injury on our first 3-minute segment. We talked a little bit of nerve damage and trauma journal, and I believe that's where we left off. And I was asking, is it Caps 161? Where is Ovi right now in the hunt for? Is he fourth?
He's fourth. Yeah, he's fourth.
He's fourth.
Yeah, I know. He passed Brett Hull, and interesting story. Brett Hull's son, who apparently is not a classy guy, got on Twitter and was thumbs downing when his dad was tied by Obi, and then thumbs downing when his dad was passed by Obi. And then I was there, and Brett Hull did this amazing tribute video to Obi, and just you're like, man, like be like your dad. That's why I tweeted at him, like be like your dad, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was Obi had 2 assists. He set up a couple of good goals. Caps 161. Sidney Crosby at one point just grabbed one of our players by the face and threw him on the ground. Like he was so angry. He was so frustrated. He got a penalty later in the game, and the whole arena did a standing ovation, just started like clapping and dancing, cheering on him. Like we were happier than when we scored a goal. We're like, yeah, your face. Like he was just so upset. It was a great game, man. I gotta say, London got up on the big board. The Caps honored her, so I was a happy camper. Only issue, like I said, coming out of the Metro, got dinged. So I'm gonna take the doctor up tomorrow and legit see what's going on with my leg, and hopefully it heals up. So,
yeah, that sounds like an awesome game. So London got honored during a period break?
No, they just had her video up on the screen several times. So during the night, the Caps came out here twice and did different things with us, and they shot video of us while they were here with us. And so they broke up different segments from that video that they had put out on their own network. Like they tweeted it out. The Caps have their own Monumental Sports Network, so they had tweeted it out from Monumental, and then they had broken pieces up and put it up on the Jumbotron during different parts of the game. You could look up there and just see London, see me. I was on there too, so I'll share
that. That's so cool, man. Like that's just really cool.
I'm like, London, that's you. That's you. That's you. You know, like I was just freaking out. So it was great, and the Caps scored right in front of us like twice, and we were like 10 rows back from the glass, man. It was just so thank you to the Washington Capitals. Fulfilled a life, dream, just be, down there. And I love the Caps. I've been a fan since I was like 8 years old, so 9 years old. It's been a long time. I've been we watched the Cup together when they won the Cup at your place, man. We were going nuts in the butts. We loved it, man. It was just and to see Obi do all that and to skate around and Backy there, but the Caps are still crushing even without Backstrom this game, and it was good to see. So, but how about you? What stood out for you this weekend besides the regular? What kind of wowed you? Was it Cam Newton coming back? That was kind of crazy.
That was crazy for sure. That I didn't even think about that. I wrote down I have the ultimate love moment for this past week, but Cam coming back, stepping in, running for a touchdown, throwing for a touchdown, that was great. I mean, I'm a fan. He is a wild dresser. I will tell you that. I mean, this is how I dress, so I'm not one to say that I understand fashion. He is so far out there with what he comes up with his pressers. So I love all of it. I mean, that guy is just he's unique, and for him to step in and just start Supermaning again. That was really cool. My favorite moment though, and I guarantee you this was your favorite moment if you watched all the games this past week, was Robert Hunt on Thursday night, the Dolphins offensive lineman catching the football and going ham and doing a flip to get in the end zone, even though it was an illegal catch. Like, he sacrificed his whole body to get in the end zone, landed on his head with 300 and however many pounds he's carrying, and it was a touchdown. Except you're not allowed to do that. That was my favorite moment. That'll be up there for the season for me, to be honest with you. I was so excited when I knew I was like, he's not allowed to do that, but go, and then he jumps and does like a backwards flip to get the ball across the line, and it gave him another play. You know, like if he hadn't made the touchdown, then they could have just whatever, but the fact that he made the touchdown, they had to take the penalty, because it was third down.
Yeah, I like that play a lot. I actually thought maybe at first he was tackle eligible and he had snuck out, and he was designed like what a genius play. And then I realized that running back was right there, and he just like took it right out.
Yeah, he just grabbed it right from Gaskin, I think it was.
Yeah, Gaskin. I mean, Gaskin didn't give a lot of effort there, but that boy was ready. He's like, that was his, So
yeah, that's one of my favorite plays ever. Seriously, I love that.
That was a great play. I did love that. That was pretty astounding. What do you think about not? I'm just not talking about myself because I got a bankroll here, but Tom Brady, Washington football team. What about that? I was totally dead wrong. I said they could not win. I called them out, said they were going to get crushed by like 20. So how
about the Ravens losing to the Dolphins? I mean, it really is any given Sunday out there. It is hard to do what we try and do on a week in, week out basis, which is predict outcomes. I mean, you can't. Who's going to know that? Who's going to know the Bills losing to the Jags? I mean, there's. Right. I mean, it's just difficult. I'll say this about that game. I've been watching, and this leads me into what I hated, but I want to hear what you. So I'll do what I hated because it's connected to this. I've been watching that defense, and they are getting better and better as a unit. They were supposed to be a top 5 defense, and it's interesting. There's somebody on the wire that I'm also going to talk about that's sort of the same thing, where it seems like this defense is coming together. They did get lucky. They got some picks and stuff like that. So I mean, that changed the game. But I honestly, as a fantasy player, I've been starting to keep my eye on this defense because I think they're getting better. So the thing I hated the most for week 10, which I don't know how I feel about the defense now, is the Chase Young injury. That was just, what a bummer, dude.
That was terrible to see. That you don't want to see that. That's just not, as a football fan, when something like that happens, it's discouraging. It makes you sick.
Is it his ACL?
I think so. Barely touched him either. The guy didn't. It just hit when it.
Yeah, it was almost non-contact. I mean, you could see him cutting, and then he just went down. It was like, oh, he tore his ACL. Big boy tore his ACL.
Yeah, that just made me so sad too. No, I'll tell you what I hated. It's the extend the drive with the penalty bit that the refs keep doing, particularly with roughing the passer. There was a few plays, particularly in the Saints game, where people were not even being touched and they were calling penalties. I mean, barely. I read Ryan Tannehill. The guy did like a touch on him, just on his chest, roughing the passer. It's just too much. It's too much. With taunting has sucked, of course, but they didn't taunt a bunch this week. They just roughed the passer at any time they could. So it's such an arbitrary call at times that I think they need to kind of let them hit the passer. And then if someone gets hurt, they can't get up, then drop the flag, then be like, yeah, it was a bad hit. Baker Mayfield got crushed. Hit him in the legs. That's where, you're not hit him in the legs. He got hit in the legs. You know what I mean? I mean, come on. It's just, I think football.
How about last week when we were doing our show, the Steelers Bears game, the referee hip checking that guy that was off the practice squad and then throwing a flag on him. I mean, it's insane.
I think he was throwing the flag on the taunting he had just done. And
I know, but he also, I don't know. I mean, he also hip checked him, and then he was like, "Oh, you ran into me."
Here's what he said. Here's what the guy said. He said he looked at him, and if you watch the video, he actually does this. He looked like he was going to step to the other side of him. So the ref kind of like puts his head down for a second and steps back while grabbing his flag. And then he kind of notices he's coming, and he kind of like, I think defense mechanisms just puts his ass out there. I don't think he was trying to hip check him. I think it was one of those things where you think someone's going one way, then they go the other way, and then you go, no, I'm committed, get out of here. And you kind of, but the flag was coming out, I think, anyway. So,
yeah, man, he just looked. I only saw one angle, didn't listen to him. I just saw somebody that looked like a Steelers fan wearing a zebra outfit. That's what I saw. That's all. I saw. That was my angle. That was the angle I saw. I was like, this guy's been rooting for the Steelers since the steel curtain, dude. Like, this guy had Terry Bradshaw on his wall when he grew up, dude.
He's trying to win Terry's money each week, you know? Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm with you on that. But I am excited, man. We've got a great week 11. We've got like all the segments we always love to get into. We've got, trades to get paid leading off. I'm going to do some touting when we get into trades to get paid from last week. Both my guys went off. I told you to trade for, just things like that. We've got Elevate, Mitigate, Eviscerate. We've got, the Wire. We're bringing it strong. So I'm excited. What are you excited about today, brother?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's hop in. Let's do trades to get paid, man. You want to do our sponsorship for it?
Oh, of course. Trades to get paid is sponsored by Occupy Fantasy. Check out the link below. This is going to help you win the Millie Maker. That's what I'm going to be doing probably this week. So get on there before I do. You want your money. So get trades to get paid and use Occupy Fantasy. Let's talk real quick before we talk about this week's. Last week's, for me, I said Hunter Renfrow, 17.6. AJ Dillon, 28.9. Hope you got your boys. That's all I got to say. You want any touting to do for your guys last week?
JD McKissick was one of my guys. Yeah. So, I mentioned Hunter Henry.
Touchdown.
So this week's trade to get paid, brought to you by Occupy Fantasy. I just wrote down one name.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same name I wrote down last week. I had 4 people. I only have one person this week. It's Hunter Henry, and you should give. Who leads the league in touchdowns for tight ends?
Is it Hunter Henry?
It's Hunter Henry.
No way.
It's Hunter Henry.
Not Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry.
Yeah, that dude is the red zone magnet for any time they decide to throw the ball on that offense. And this is a run first. The defense is legit. I think last week, to knock you down, Sir Tout, think you picked the Browns to win that game. I got smashed. I was on the fence. Honestly, I didn't want to put it out there. And I'm not going to lie and say I had a lean.
I'll eat my shit this week. I'm going to tout my touts. I'm going to eat my shit because I got some shit eating to do. My wife called me out too. So
that's the worst.
I tweeted it out too. We'll get into it. We'll get into it when we talk about, kind of where we missed and where we hit.
My wife is always joning on me about my love for Allen Robinson. Yeah. I was thinking about making the call and being like, I'm going to go with the Patriots, but I didn't because I wasn't sure. Like, I was like, I don't know, man. I mean, the Browns just came off that week 9 where they just looked invincible, and you didn't have Nick Chubb, so that played into it. But I wasn't willing to. I didn't. I think the Patriots are just going to keep getting better and better. I really do. I think
I agree. I'm changing my statements. I'm eating some mia culpa today. I'm gonna eat some of the gabagool and the mia culpa, put them together, get a Mac Attack sandwich. That's just from some foreshadowing, anyway.
and that's why I want Hunter Henry. I mean,
That's his number one go-to in the red zone. He's got like a laser beam locking him. And here's the thing: when that touchdown pass, he looked off. He didn't stare him down. Hunter Henry ran such a great route too. He did a little shook and juke at the line, but he didn't just stare him down. He looked to the left, and then he threw it perfectly right where he's going to be, timing out. They've done that in practice 100 times. You can see it, man. These guys are a well-oiled machine down there, and they're dangerous. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, dude's got 7 TDs. I mean, it's like every time he gets down there, if they don't run it in, if they don't just pound the rock in, it's going to be Hunter Henry. The only other players that are going to get touchdowns catching the ball are going to be from 15, 20 yards out. If they decide to throw the ball within the 5, to 7 yard line because they can't run it in, it's Hunter Henry time.
Yeah, 60% of the time it works every time.
That's correct.
Yeah, so I'm going to say there's 2 people I want, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver. And I'll say this is why I think you might be able to get it. Maybe I'm just like, my guy's not doing well, but Antonio Gibson was not started against me this week in our league, in the BFFs. He was put on the bench. And Antonio Gibson, if that's what people are kind of thinking about him now, that he maybe is a has-been, maybe he's somebody that you can try to scoop up. The Washington football team got Brandon Sheriff back. They're a better run team with Brandon Sheriff. He's a really good player. He's been around a long time. I can say that about somebody who's a known commodity in the area as being the anchor of their line, best player they have. So they were able to exploit a Tampa Bay Bucks defense that's really good. A front 7 we talked about being one of the best. I put so much DFS stock in Tom Brady in that game. It did not turn out the way I thought it would. So I think Antonio Gibson is a nice investment for the rest of the year. And then on the wide receiver side, Jamal Agnew, man. There's nobody on the Bucks that you want to have right now. Jamal Agnew is like
the
so
Jags.
Hot. He's like Hansel. You know what I'm saying? He's so hot right now. So
he's Hansel too.
Yeah, he's Hansel.
He is Hansel.
Straight Hansel. You want to get that guy, and the guy who's got him probably will get give up a name, give up somebody you think, an Adam Thielen. Somebody who's going to be down the stretch like you would be like, oh shit, really? You know what I mean? Give up somebody that you got a name brand. But you got that performance. Agnew's so fast. He's so fast. Like a ghost, So that's something I love this weekend, by the way, is Jamal Agnew. So shout out speed. It kills. We'll talk about it later in the trades, in the DFS Stacks of Cash, by the way. A lot of speed in the DFS stacks. Those are mine. What do you think about Antonio Gibson, Jamal Agnew? Which one would you go after first?
I would go again for Jamal Agnew because it's the draft capital is so high for Gibson that somebody's going to want somebody really good if they've been holding on to him at this point. But
my guy Fish might be eliminated now. Like he's like 2-7 after I beat him. You know what I mean? So he might be somebody who's like, you can
desperate.
Desperate, yeah.
Right. Probably a lot of teams that have Gibson are, facing elimination. So that's actually a really good point for why you could target him, because he's second rounder. And, when your second rounders don't hit, bro.
Would you trade Jamal Agnew for Antonio Gibson? For the rest of the year? Yeah.
I would.
Right.
I would.
So
I would, because I agree with you. Gibson had some type of they were calling it a stress fracture, shin splints, whatever it was.
At all. So as long as he didn't get hit very much in the games, they were healing because he wasn't getting touched.
That was weeks to a month ago when that injury was disclosed. So these kids, they heal up.
I'm sure he's got the Regeneron.
yeah, they got stuff.
Right, they do. I love it. All right, so that was Trades Get Paid, brought to you back by Fantasy. Check out Brian Jester, Millie Maker winner, somebody who I do love and respect. You can sign up using the link down below. And also, if you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe. We're not the greatest on YouTube. We're trying to figure out the algorithm. We're just 2 guys. We're great on Twitter. Love Twitter. Shout out everybody on Twitter. They can't really see us in the comments. Kind of Stinks. We're working on that. We love everybody there. We love everybody on the Apple Tunes and the Google downloads, all that stuff. So appreciate every single listener, everybody who's there. All right, we're going to roll.
Yeah,
in.
if you have questions, go to the YouTube, type in the Fantasy Millionaires, find our show live right now and start commenting. I mean, this is a show where we respond to comments, and you can start questions here. We love them.
We do. We're interactive. We love people. All right.
Yeah.
Let's jump into The Wire, and this is presented by my friends over at runthesins.com. Justin Freeman is the man. I love using their stuff every week to help build our lineups with me and Bo on our show, Chalk Block. Check that out, at Chalk Blocked on Twitter. We are there every Saturday night, 10 p.m. to midnight, just kicking it, talking about the slate, doing a Millie Maker with our Occupy Fantasy tool, talking about the clash of the beards and bellies. It's awesome. He did beat me this week by like 3. We both had low outputs, not great teams we picked. My best team was 165, 164. Yours was like 183, something like that. You crushed, bro. 160 bones. I love it. You were tickling the touch, man. You were close.
You know what sucked for me too is I did 100 lineups, and I probably did. This is not an exaggeration. Over 70 had Mike Evans in them. So, when he caught that one touchdown and got me 14 points, I was just like, "Oh, thank God, I got a shot at cash." But
I had Tom Brady. He was my most rostered QB, unfortunately. So,
I did go heavy bone with Josh Allen, which I'm just going to continue to do.
Go heavy bone with it.
Yeah,
it's just sexy. Yeah. No, I like it. So let's talk about the QBs who might be on the wire. You want to jump in first? I've got 2 names that I'm targeting. How about you?
All right. So we've already been talking about New England.
You're my guy, you motherfucker.
Yeah. Give me the Mac. Give me the Mac. It's everything is going according to plan for Bill Belichick, and they have
better than Tom Brady at this point in his career. He just came out today on the ESPN or on the NFL Network, wherever Ryan Clark's talking these days, and he said that at this stage in his career, he's better than Tom Brady. That is a high compliment from Ryan Clark. Man, I respect Ryan Clark too.
Yeah, really? That is crazy. I mean,
I'll be the Jamie on whenever Jamie on Joe Rogan has to go pull something up. You're like, Jamie, go check on that. You know what I'm saying?
So I forget who you picked, but out of the quarterbacks in this draft class, I did go on record as saying I thought he was going to be the best one. What do you think now? Who's going to be the best one?
You did say that. I do remember that. Man, it's tough to see. Fields looks good too. Fields has a better operation. I think I would feel more, maybe overall longevity of his career, Mac Jones, but then Fields, it just has that dynamic Russell Wilson-esque young kind of move around, even better than Russell Wilson. Just the arm strength there too. He's got to just figure it out, get a better coach. Something like that.
You know what? Trevor Lawrence, too. All they got to do is draft some linemen. That guy's going to be phenomenal as well. I have no doubt that guy's going to be a really good quarterback in the NFL. But, teams matter, organizations matter, and that's why I did go with Mac Jones. I think if you put Trevor Lawrence on the Patriots, they would have won 1 to 2 more games, so.
Yeah. Okay. I found it. So. Let me put it on and see what they're saying over here.
We say if they can get competent quarterback play, this would be a good team. Well, they're getting better than competent quarterback play.
So the quote is, Mac Jones is as good as Tom Brady, or probably better than Tom Brady was when he became the QB of the Patriots.
It's a rough statement. Didn't they win the Super Bowl his first year? I mean, I don't think you can say that.
That's pretty bold, though, right? By Ryan Clark. I just like how bold Ryan Clark is. He's a bold guy.
I love Ryan Clark.
Yeah,
I mean, his analysis is. I wouldn't argue with him in person about it.
Dude, he's had some great points, man. I really appreciate him as just a thinker and a intelligent person. Really deep guy. So, all right. Well, that my guy, second guy I got is Tyler. I like
Tay.
It's Taylor Heineke, and you saw he did against the Bucks D. DeAndre Carter has become a thing. We'll talk about him later too. So I think you have a nice little option there. They're going to have to throw it around because their defense is down, your boy. So I think it's live. I think he's live if he's on the waiver wire.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I like it.
Else?
I like the suggestion. Definitely have an eyeball on him for sure. So
yeah, keep it low to the ground. Anybody else for you at the QB position?
Mm-mm.
All right, let's jump to running back slam dunks from last week. I just want to give out to Ramondre Stevenson, but cha-ching, pa-ching. That was our number one guy. Second guy, we said Mark Ingram. Ba-da-da-ba-da-boom. So if you took both those guys, you had some points. I think Ramondre was up in the almost 30s, and then Mark Ingram was around the 20s. So good for you. Good for you. Hope you got him on the waiver wire. Those were last week's humble brags. I got one guy, so why don't you give me your guy first?
So this guy was on last week for me too. Deonta Foreman is the first and second down back on that football team. So it's not sexy. It's not sexy, but it's tough to get players right now. I'll say this, if AJ Dillon is on your waiver wire, spend $1,000.
Well, he was my guy last week to get. So.
Pay extra money. See, I'm going to put extra money in. I'm going to spend all my. If you're one of these weirdos at this point who still has $97 in your fab,
shout out Joe.
If you've been spending like $1 on your pickups for whatever reason, this would be the time to go ahead, pull the trigger on someone that was emerging as a RB3 flex on that football team. Is Aaron Jones out for the year?
He's doubtful for sure.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the injury is. Somebody I got a text that said Aaron Jones might be out for the year. So I don't know what the deal is on that. But in the meantime, AJ Dillon, he gonna eat. He gonna eat. So go ahead and do whatever you got to do for him. Obviously, he's probably not on a ton of waiver wires in leagues
to get paid last week. So I mean, we were trying to get him last week as a trade. Maybe he was available.
I got him in a league this past week, so he was available in that league. So if I hadn't got him, he would still be on the waiver wire. So I'm just saying, if you have a fab, go hard in the paint.
So here's what it says: Jones is going to miss a couple weeks. So not the whole season.
Okay.
So,
okay. Did it say what his injury was?
Sprained knee.
Okay. So, right. That's a 3-weeker.
Yeah. He's going to eat for sure. That's one reason why I was telling you to get him last week in the trade to get paid. So that's what I was saying. If you got him and if you got Hunter Renfrow, you got yourself like 50 points. So that's what I was dunking all over. I'm about to shit myself in a second. Let me talk about the wide receivers I talked about getting last week. I talked about Rashad Bateman, playing him. I talked about playing other players. I talked about Russell Gage, picking him up. He was terrible, right? I don't think he scored any points at all. And I told my wife to play him, and she said she was not going to play him. She's going to play Ramondre Stevenson. And then she said to me today, she goes, I'm so glad I didn't listen to you. And play Russell.
It's the worst when you advise the misses, and then it's like you're dead wrong.
She's like, I'm so glad I listened to you. She goes, I'm just going to start doing it myself without asking you. And I said, that would make me very happy. It bothers me that you ask me these questions. I don't know. It's a roll of a dice. I'm trying my best. Why are you going to? And if I mess up your team, just do your own stuff. She's good. She doesn't need me. You know what I mean? She's good. She can read. You know what I mean? That's the thing. My wife can read. If you can read and listen to podcasts and stuff, you can figure it out. So she can read ESPN's rankings. So, but anyway, what about you for wide receivers? Who are you trying to pick up?
I just got one and was able to.
I'm sorry, I forgot my running back. My running back was Matt Breida. If they're gonna play,
I wrote him down. I was gonna ask what you thought, what your thoughts were. Cash Collins.
I know you love him. I picked
2020. That was like my guy. I'm so sad to see him relegated to this.
Fits, man. It's where you get to go into. And if they're gonna put him on the field, he's got touchdown upside. He got a touchdown. You know what I mean? So I do think you go after Matt Breida. Just give him a couple bucks. $4 or $5 bucks.
I think he's if you've got a Duke position on your bench, I think he's worth rostering because there's just nothing sexy about any of those running backs, and him to come in and have that type of game. I'm shocked at how fast his star fell in the NFL. That he is what is he? What's he available on ESPN? 99% of the leagues. I mean, he's out. Yeah, 110% of leagues. Yeah,
every league in every place, everywhere.
Right.
There's like one Matt Breida truther, and he dropped him yesterday. So
I have him on one of my dynasty teams. So.
Yeah, I've got him on a few too, but you never know, man. The Bills' offense is explosive, and if one of those guys goes down, and Matt Breida looked good, so could go worse. What about your wide receivers? So
wide receivers, I just have one, and I was able to get him, and I would go hard in the paint for Bryan Edwards because the Henry Ruggs situation. He's going to be the new Henry Ruggs, and there's going to be, dude. Say what you want about Derek Carr. I don't think anyone's going to say anything bad about Derek Carr anymore. I think Derek Carr, the way he handled all of this, especially the Henry Ruggs stuff, where he was like, I was getting just a little verklempt when he was sitting there talking about like, nobody loves that man. I love that man. I was like,
I'll go to Bible studies on Thursday.
Dude, his big arms were just like flexing while he said, I was like, that's a man, bro. That's a good human being.
I like that.
So I think people, I think everybody is now rooting for Derek Carr. So I don't think there's going to be as much Bo hate, but the guy is an incredibly accurate deep ball passer, and nobody can dispute that. Bo won't dispute that. He's just nice with it on the deep balls, dude. He really is. And I think Bryan Edwards has he's gonna probably become the Henry Ruggs of that offense, where it's definitely a flex to maybe mitigate type guy. It's not like, oh, this is just money. You're going to have to look at matchups and stuff like that. But I think he's going to have these kind of weeks, every other week, kind of where he gets, a touchdown and close to 20 points in PPR.
I like it. I'm not going to dispute it. I'm for that. Here's somebody I was talking about him earlier. DeAndre Carter has emerged as kind of like the number 2 wide receiver. I like the touchdowns. If Washington football team's going to have to throw the football, and I think they're going to have to throw the football, DeAndre Carter will be available. And if he can get open consistently, he's going to earn more and more of Heineke's trust. You can't just throw it to Terry McLaurin only. Like, that's not a recipe for success. You have to kind of spread the ball around. And, right now, Logan Thomas is not back. Our guy, Seals Jones hasn't been terrible, but you need to have a wide receiver number 2. You just have to. That's how the NFL works.
This is correct. No, yeah. I like the call. I like the radar there.
It's volume. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Byron Pringle, maybe too. He had 4 catches, 65 yards. A little bit of touchdowns. Like, that's what you need. I didn't see Mecole Hardman around, very much. Like,
Mecole Hardman is, eviscerate. It's just like I've eviscerated him. I picked him up. I've eviscerated him. I didn't even write him down. I didn't even write him down for the eviscerate.
Byron Pringle is, him and Demarcus Robinson. You're wondering who's going to be more viable right now. It looks like it's him. So, I want a piece of that. By the way, did you know Patrick Mahomes was good? I tweeted out today a picture of Patrick Mahomes all flexing all the touchdowns he scored yesterday. And then I just said, some of y'all have to go back and delete some tweets. You know
It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. I didn't get to watch that whole game. I only got to watch the first half. Yeah, I was watching it with my padre, and he loves Mahomes too. And I was just, kind of filling him in on what this season is, and that something is rotten in Kansas City to a degree where this team is definitely not a lock. They're not a lock for the Super Bowl, and they are not a lock for the playoffs. After that game, that was a big win, and to see him, what do you have, 5 touchdowns? That just I'm so happy. So
yeah, no, I am too. So tight ends, I or do you have any wide receivers? I've got one, Gerald Everett.
That's who I wrote down too.
Yeah, with Russell Wilson back, you could do worse than Gerald
8
Everett.
targets.
Yeah. Russ needs somebody down underneath. He can't just be chucking it up to the guys who gets ejected every game. I mean every game, but he went back in the game. That's what I meant. Yeah, the guy got ejected and then went back in the game. That was so you can't do that. What the hell?
You were talking DK? Is that what we're talking?
Yeah,
I didn't even see all of that. I just watched. I watched a highlight of him literally beating up everyone. Like he just started with one guy, and then somebody else got his face. Like, you want some? And then he started doing it to that guy, and then somebody else came over, and he was like, "Oh, you want some?" Like he just knew, like, okay, this is going bad. So time for a meltdown.
Yeah, a mega meltdown. He won't be suspended though. So I mean, that's
I'm such a fan of his though. It's so hilarious to see him just start grabbing these littler men, just like, homie, simmer. And then his buddy comes up. He's like, okay, now you simmer. Like, I'm DK Metcalf, bro.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of that,
did you Jamie it? Oh yes, this is it. Yeah, this is great. This is great. Oh, get out of my face. Listen, get out of my face. That guy's excited. He's like, oh, I got him. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. You got a little too close to me. Oh, wait. Oh, you want some now? Oh, you said something? Okay. Are you saying something? Yeah, you said something. Okay. Get back over here. Okay. Who else is saying something? There's a longer clip. I think he gets about 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I like it, man. He's a very ebullient guy, as the kids would say. So it's fun times with DK Metcalf. I'm a fan too. He does big boy people, but people get under his skin. They're kind of figuring out how to unlock him. So yeah, watch out. Anyway,
hey man, it's all. I'm throwing the popcorn in my mouth.
Oh, I love it. It's the NFL, baby. It's what we do. It's all fun. So what about your DSTs, your defenses? I've got one.
I got one too, man. And this fits in with what I was talking about with the Washington football team as a defense that was a preseason darling that, is potentially on your waiver wire. It's the Dolphins. That defense.
You got mine, my friend. You stole me.
We're doing it again. We're simpatico. Yeah. They're just, it's interesting how,
it's their team identity. That's what it is.
Yeah. Teams coalesce, and you get Xavier Howard back, and there's just leadership, and there's moments that shift the game. But to see what they did against Lamar Jackson was just shocking. Like that was just one of these kind of games this year where I was just like, huh? What? Like how does this happen? I mean, Lamar is full on maybe the best version of himself that he's been since he's been in the league, and they're able to hold him the Ravens to 10 points. That was a shocker to me.
Well,
I think the Ravens are, again, you adjust the ranks after each game, but I was starting to move them into, like, I think they're the Super Bowl contender, and yeah,
no,
I don't know.
no,
Their defense isn't strong enough.
no.
I don't know. They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. I'll tell you that.
No.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, but no. All right. So let's talk about Elevate, Mitigate, and Eviscerate. This is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Please do go play in the Underdog streets. Use code NIMBLE down in the comments below. Sign up. It's a deposit match. Get yourself a little cash back when you sign in. Please tell them Nimble sent you. Let's talk about players you are elevating. I've got two QBs for me. We talked about one already, Mac Jones. I'm elevating him against the Falcons. Same with you?
Yeah, I was thinking, I only wrote down one. I was thinking about him, and I was choosing, we like to pick the guys that are fringe guys. So, we're not going to tell you to elevate Jalen Hurts or Aaron Rodgers or whatever.
Make sure you start guys.
I was choosing between him and, speaking of the Ravens defense, there's going to be a fun game week 11 with the Bears and the Ravens. And so I'm going with Justin Fields, coming off his last game where PFF graded him the highest quarterback of the week. I think this game is, what I don't know what the over-under is yet. If I was Vegas, I'd put it at 49, and I bet you it goes over. I think the game's going to shoot. I think it's going to be electric. And I think Justin Fields, highest graded quarterback by PFF.
Yeah.
I
think this is really just one of those, backhanded ways to get the Allen Robinson might do something so that you can show it to your wife and be like,
I don't think I'm gonna start him still. I really don't. I was thinking about elevating him. The Ravens defense and the Bears defense are about the same, and that's why I like this game. They're both, bottom third defenses in the league. They're meh. They're meh.
Well, I agree with you. My Mac attack was mine. We already kind of talked about why we liked him, so that's why I didn't, really dangle and tangle on him there. But let's talk about running backs. I've got one this week. My hell of a game, man! I already got a big, strong, hard one for this one. Kansas City, Dallas, man. Oh, holy moly! So my guy is Tony Pollard. Make sure you have Tony Pollard starting in your flex. That guy getting touches, doing his thing. That guy, Zeke's the man. Zeke gets 2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard still scores up in the 20s. You know what I'm saying? So get you some TP, baby. You could trade for him too. He could be a trade target. Go back in time and put that in trades to get paid. Stuff it in your cap.
He might be a waiver wire target too. I mean, if you're in a 10-man league.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, that's a sexier one in terms of what we like to do. The guy I picked is somebody that everybody already probably knows to start, but if you didn't, James Conner has a juicy matchup with Seattle, and we talked about who leads the league in touchdowns for tight ends. It's our boy Hunter Henry. Yeah, guess who leads the league for touchdowns for running backs?
Yeah, it's our boy James Conner.
Yeah, that's shocking, right? That's a little bit like, what? James Conner is leading the NFL in TDs for running backs? Huh?
Well, he had 2 in the first couple games, then 2 again. So it was like a back-to-back, and then he got the 3 in the couple games before. So
he was mentioned on trades to get paid before too, but I think this is just a really juicy week. So I'll be doing him in DFS as well. If his price isn't exorbitant. They jumped his price so hard last week, it was crazy.
It was pretty hard. My guy for the wide receiver is the aforementioned trades to get paid. Jamal Agnew, man, get that guy. And at the same time, I want to subsequently just pre-mitigate the rest of the Jags wide receivers. all in on that one guy only. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's right. Can you imagine? I wonder what Travis Etienne would be like on that offense.
Etienne.
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 Yeah. Etienne. Etienne.
Etienne. Etienne.
Tomato, tomato.
Tomato. Etienne. I think he would be, I don't know, maybe relegated. You know how many targets? This is crazy. Jamal Agnew was crushing it, right? Not so much the other guys. 5 catches on 14 targets.
But this is what I'm saying is that he is the ETN role. Like Urban Meyer, this is what he wants to do with his offense. Like Jamal Agnew is it.
The guy in space. He uses speed. Well, he's not terrible at designing plays and getting people open. It's just adjusting the NFL life and not having girls lap dance and him try to touch their gooches. You know what I mean? Like that's where he's kind of got to just draw the line. You know,
well, and drafting ETN too. I mean, he should have been drafted. They need to draft. You get a premier quarterback, draft lineman, dude.
I mean, but Agnew came out of nowhere too. You know what I mean? Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. It was a stupid draft pick.
Yeah.
You can use Agnew.
Well, I don't know.
Meanwhile, you know, you miss out on just premier talent in the first round on the O line.
It's true. It is true. Well, let's talk about your wide receiver. Who are you elevating?
I think I mitigated him last week. I forget. Let me see here. I got old last week's notes. No, I did not. But I mitigated him on in the BFFs, our league of record. Never again. Devontae Smith. He's had that game finally where we're very excited about his talent, and you know it's going to be a fun game. That game he's got it's Saints Eagles. So this game will. I was shocked at what the Eagles did versus the Broncos. That was I think a statement game for Jalen Hurts in that franchise, and I think for Devonta Smith too.
That catch.
Oh my gosh, that one catch was just redonky.
Well,
so redonky.
Yeah. Somebody tweeted out a picture of Tua, Mac Jones, and Jalen Hurts, and they're like, these 3 guys all won this week. You know, first time in their careers. You know, they're kind of all rookies, second year. This has never happened on NFL Sunday. It's pretty cool to see all just coming out and crushing it. So I like it. I like it. So for tight ends, do you have anybody that you're elevating?
I'm going again back to this Ravens game. Justin Fields was the highest graded quarterback, and part of the reason why is Cole Kmet is doing big things on that offense. That is his target. That's why I'm not just throwing Allen Robinson in my lineups.
You're taking my guys again, you mother. You gobble going in my dude.
Hey, we look at the data, and this is a double. We're double fisting on what we see here. This is good.
Double down. It's a double down. I would also say if you haven't got Dan Arnold or Ty Conklin around, and then your lineups, they're must starts every week. They've got roles. So
that Tyler Conklin game.
Yeah.
So I had a sweat. I got 51st out of 300,000 or something like that in one of those 50 cent.
Great.
Yeah. And Tyler Conklin was the only one left. So when he got that second touchdown, I was screaming, dude, because I was like, if he get when they got down there again and down, I was like, if he gets one more, I have a good shot at getting,
$5,000
place or whatever,
It's so much fun. I at that point was at the Caps game, unaware of anything, and but I do love it. I was talking about players to mitigate. I'm ready to mitigate some friends. Who are you going to start off with in your quarterback mitigation zone?
We've talked a lot about New England during this show, and Matt Ryan is facing
Mine
that
too, you
defense.
motherfucker. Mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about.
Hey man, we've been playing all year now, and stuff is starting to become kind of apparent. So yeah, I don't want to start any quarterback. Tom Brady couldn't handle that defense. I mean, Bill Belichick, he is a defensive guru, and they're going to figure out how to just do all sorts of things to disrupt that offense. And sorry, man, Russell Gage, Lydius Zacchaeus, whatever. Olamadius, yeah. There's it's they need Calvin Ridley
off your rosterus.
Yeah, yeah. They need Calvin Ridley so bad. It's so sad. I honestly was shocked that I had them winning 3 games with Calvin Ridley. I think they're going to go on a nice, good losing streak, till I don't know if he ever comes back.
Yeah, man. All right. I'm ready to mitigate Darrell Henderson right now. He's on my squad. Unless he gets a touchdown. Now the Rams are getting their doors blown off right now. I don't know if you're aware of this. 31 to 7.
I'm watching their first and goal. So maybe we'll see your boy sneak in.
I don't know. It's not looking great. He's not done great last 2 weeks. So he's mitigatable for me. If you have somebody better, maybe put him in your slot for somebody high upside wide receiver. He's getting outscored by Van Jefferson right now. So yeah, it is what it is. What about you? Anybody at the running back position?
I'm going to go ahead and mitigate Alex Collins versus the Cards, who have a top 6 rushing defense. Till Russell Wilson gets right. This is a bad matchup for Alex Collins, even if he was right. So
yeah, no, I'm with you. You're not gonna like this. This is your boy here. Cortland Sutton looks like he's mitigatable for a little bit.
Yeah. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy has emerged as the target beast for that offense.
It's not looking promising, so it's discouraging, if anything.
Yeah, I agree.
How about you? What's your?
I'll go Cole Beasley.
The bees. We did fade the bees last week on the DFS. We said he was getting like 9 targets, 8 catches last week for the week before in week 9 for 33 yards. Like what? 8 catches for 33 yards. Like that's terrible, So you want a little better than the bees. Sorry, man.
Yeah, the thing is with the bees is once Dawson Knox came back on the scene, it's just the underneath stuff. Why throw it to the 5'4" guy when you could throw it to the 6'5" guy? So it just eats into his opportunity. Yeah.
I'm ready to mitigate 2 tight ends. I got a double stack. You're gonna like both these guys. Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert right now. Maybe they'll come back later in the end of the year, but they're just been cold. They've been bad. That just you got to do better than this. 6 points, 8 points, 4 points. No.
Yeah.
No. At least when Zach Ertz, you can play Zach Ertz when Kyler Murray comes back. How about that?
Right. I mean, yeah. I'm definitely leaning more towards the Dallas Goedert call. I think Ertz it has sort of a safer floor, which is really surprising. Now that Ertz is no longer in Philly, that Dallas Goedert is
they're not using him, they're using Smith. That's what why would you could use Smith?
Hey, I would. He really is becoming touchdown dependent on a team that wants nothing to do with the tight end when they get down in the red zone. So
the opposite of Mac Jones and Hunter Henry's relation.
Right. That is the opposite. That is the total end of the 2 spectrums right there.
Yes. Yes, I know the defensive Eviscerate because they're meaningless.
I didn't do my tight end. I put in, and I'm not saying you should do this because you probably drafted this guy in the 4th round, but Kyle Pitts versus the Pats. If you have Hunter Henry, go ahead and yeah. I would,
I see that.
I put him on the pine.
That makes
it's
sense.
Bad matchup.
Well, yeah, and it'd probably go after.
I think Bill Belichick, all he's going to do is make sure Kyle Pitts doesn't have a big game.
Yeah. I don't have a bunch of people to eviscerate. Just eviscerate Julio quietly.
Julio Jones.
Yeah, just do it quietly. You're
gonna eviscerate him. You've already eviscerated Allen Robinson. These are 4th round guys. Now you're eviscerating Julio Jones.
Yeah. So just thoughts and prayers, man. I love you.
Somebody inject whatever they injected into Antonio Gibson's shins into his hamstring, please, dude.
He's on the IR, man. Like this guy, can't stay healthy.
You come with the heat in Eviscerate, man. Like we've had some big ones from Stacks, dude. Julio Jones and Allen Robinson. Hey, Allen Robinson, he's out there. I would scoop him up. But I think a lot of people felt that sentiment. I think if you're in a league where there's an IR spot, I wouldn't get rid of Julio, but get it.
If he is on your IR, keep him on your IR. I'm just saying,
right.
If
you have some sort of weird league where they don't have IRs.
Well, you got a bunch of guys on IR, I like to splash the pot with
mine is way less controversial. Picked him up last week, ready to get rid of Adrian Peterson. See you later.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. What happened? Was there a touchdown or a turnover on downs? I think it was a turnover on downs.
I think so.
Yeah, barf. So let's jump into our last segment, and that is our 4-3 treats. That's top DFS stacks of cash, and this is going to be presented by Bo McBigtime and Hotbox. Dude, check them out right here in front of your face. Have a taste. I love Bo. Their hot sauce is Bo's hot sauce is my favorite. Also, check out Viridian Global. This is the hat. Mike's wearing his. That's why it looks like a green screen's on his head. This is my blue hat. I love it. Check Bo out over bigtimeflavor.co. And then let's talk about our filet mignon. Who is your filet mignon this week, sir?
Man, I just think this is the safest way to go. Lamar and Hollywood, 8,000 for Lamar, 7,100 now for Hollywood. You got 34-9 versus the Bears to do the rest of your lineups. I just think that's a very nice, safe fillet that you're guaranteed to hit value with. That connection is there. And I don't think the Bears are going to be able to do what the Dolphins did to that offense. I think you're going to see the Ravens get right, put up 30-some points. Ooh. You're going to see Lamar. Yep. I think you're going to see Lamar. I'm going
to listen to you this week since you're killing it in the high score last 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, I like Lamar Jackson, man. He is to me, I think he's the best I've ever seen him play. His skill as a quarterback has his accuracy and his decision making. It's just getting better and better with making decisions quick, and then just video game mode. Lamar is just. It's an X factor that we've never seen before. He is the greatest. I love Michael Vick, but it's not arguable anymore. He has, I think he's tied with Vick for most 100-yard games rushing. He did it in 54. I think Vick, it took him like 100 something. So
I'll say this, and I'm not here to call anybody out, but I'm going to tell you about something happened on the Sports Me app where after the Ravens game against Miami, I said, I watched the game, the whole game, every part of it, right? I said, I was writing while I was doing it, and I said, that game was not to be blamed on Lamar. I said, the coaches did not adjust. They ran their corners. They ran little out routes to the corners, and the corners just pressed them to the edge. They used the boundary instead of putting them in the middle of the field running crossing routes. They didn't adjust, right? I said I thought that was on the coaches, not necessarily on Lamar. It wasn't a Lamar loss. And then somebody said, and they got on the Sports Me app after me, and they said that Lamar can't read defenses, and he's not very smart, and he wasn't elite, and he's not a good quarterback, and all those old tropes, basically about a black quarterback. I just said, hey man, like this 2021, like I'm not trying to shame you, but like that's what we say. We just don't say that kind of stuff. And then everybody chimed in, all his friends chimed in, and then came at me and basically said I was race baiting. When I think when you say things about people's intelligence and about their ability at quarterback, it doesn't come off well. Now, if you do that to every quarterback and you have a track record of saying every quarterback is stupid and can't read defenses, okay. You know what I mean? Like, that's just normally not what's said about every quarterback. I've not really heard that in many narratives other than the ones that, kind of degrade players like Lamar. And if you think he's got terrible decision-making, you just don't understand, really understand how the whole football works in the whole collective. He's having one of his best passing years ever.
Here's the other thing why that narrative to me is so bogus. There have been only a handful of quarterbacks that get to make the decision: should I throw it for 30 yards or should I run it for 30 yards? Every single time they drop back. So that's always going to be a tough decision. I mean, you have to be able to see, your vision has to be unbelievable. So to me, when I see him being just sort of a pocket passer, what I've seen is a development process where he people can make those arguments when you pick out different plays. I've seen it happen during games. Like, dude, he just missed that guy and it was a bad play, but it has continued to get better. And the other thing is that I believe that his ability just to zip it where he wants to zip it has gotten better as he's gotten more and more reps. So
Hollywood Brown should have 2 more touchdowns this year. He dropped 2 touchdowns. So, I mean,
right. And now you have Rashad Bateman on that offense too.
And
and
6 for 80. He looked great.
I just think they're going to be. Until they lost that game versus Miami, I was like, oh, they're my Super Bowl team for the AFC. It's all kind of open to me, but I think the Ravens they're going to be. They're at least making the divisional round, and they're going to be a tough out. I could see them in the conference championship.
Well, this is the longest DFS Stacks of Cash ever for a player. So I'm gonna keep it. Well, it was a deep conversation too. I'm gonna keep it a little bit shorter front. Mine's Pat Mahomes, 7,600, Tyreek Hill, 8,200, playing Dallas. I know they've got Diggs, who's the man, by the way. 8 interceptions so far in 10 games, whatever, or 9 games. I love it, but I think Pat Mahomes is back, and Tyreek Hill, that's his guy. This game's gonna shoot through the roof. So I'm going Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. It's gonna be 15-8. Which is, that's a bit of a price up there, but you can do it. So that's me. What about you? Your sirloin.
Here's my sirloin. Jalen Hurts, 6,800. Devonta Smith, 6,400. It's a nice, good medium stack. I think.
Is that 14-2? What's that?
That is 13-2. So you have 36,800 left to build your line.
Nice. Yeah. I like that a lot. That's a great connection.
I'm delivering safe options where I think this is, you're guaranteed to hit, double what you pay.
You're getting what your money's worth is what you're talking about. I'm going to tell you mine too, man. And this is just somebody who you're going to love. Just going to be music to your ears. Your guy, Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, coming in at 14-2. They are, together. Justin Jefferson got 25 points last week. He's back. Justin Jefferson's the man. Target him. They said, why are you throwing the ball to these other players? Don't Justin Jefferson. And so he has been. And I like that little play right there. I believe, Minnesota, they're going to have to throw the football. They're up against Green Bay. You think they're going to run the football against Green Bay completely? They have to run the football and throw the football. If they're going to be in a shootout against Green Bay, that's a great game. I like total's going to be probably 50. So I love that game.
Yep, I like it. All right, let's do cubes.
Cube me up, brother.
Going with my man Derek Carr at 5,900 and Brian Edwards at 4,100. You got $40,000 to build the rest of your lineup. What's that? Yeah, 10,000.
Wow.
That's a $10,000 cube. This is like one of my favorite cubes.
That's wild, bro. It's cheap.
Yeah. 4,100 for Brian Edwards. And the great thing about the cube is if Brian Edwards has another deep ball, you get a 20-point game out of him. You 5 times your price, payment price.
Yeah.
Man, that's how you bink a tournament. That's how you bink one. Yeah.
I love the binky talk from the 54th place guy this week. I don't think you understand how hard this is. Even to get 51st, even to do that, he had to out hustle 300,000 other lineups. That's like that. Yeah, I've done it because I got second. So I understand, man. You're the man, bro. You're the man. So let's do this. My guy is Tyrod Taylor, 5 G's. Brandon Cook, 6 G's. It's 11 G's. So you got 4,900. You know what I mean? Coach Steve, you know what I mean? 3,900. You know what I mean? So, I like the Tyrod Taylor.
I just beat Bo. I just beat Bo's big times bold team in the analytics league. Cooper Cup. Yes. I just took the lead. Yes.
Bo's here too. He's hearing you talk about you just beat him in the league. I don't know.
I needed that.
What happened?
I'm 4-5 in that league.
What happened in the game?
I don't know. Me and Bo were like dead close. I didn't think I was going to win. I was getting nervous. Cooper Cup just got a nice big catch. I just took the lead. Ow!
Okay. You do you, brother. You do you. Bo loves the hat. Bo, we already touted the hot sauce, of course. Love the hot sauce. All right. Let's go to 3 tweets. I've got some tweets. You've got some tweets. They're funny. They're good. I can't wait to do these. Let me pull this up real quick. And I think the producing is going better this time.
Oh, yeah. Feed's working great.
All right. Let's jump in with yours. This is going to be...
So thankfully Tua got back in the game. I think this was pre-Tua. This tweet came out, but this is how the Dolphins are dealing with Tua and Will Fuller's finger by our dude Ian Hartitz. Okay, hold
on. Let me
get it all the way back to the beginning there. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to.
No worries. Take your time.
Thank
I really
you.
like this. Yeah, this is exactly how I feel if I was the Dolphins. So this is how they're dealing with their finger injuries. Knock. There goes the feed.
No. We'll just back out of it.
Yeah, they're back out of it. There you go.
Fingers hurt. What's that? My fingers hurt. My fingers hurt. What's that? My fingers hurt.
Oh, well, now your back's going to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. Anybody else's fingers hurt?
My fingers hurt. What's that? My fingers hurt.
Oh, well.
Yeah, this is so
your
funny,
back's
man.
going to hurt.
Oh, I love that guy. He makes me laugh.
Now you're pulling landscaping duty.
Yeah. No, that's good. Here's mine.
What's up, big man?
I don't know if you saw this. Hold on. This is Travion Diggs' son. Here, he is. This is Dak Prescott and him. Have you seen this video yet?
I actually have seen this, but
I love this. This is so funny.
What's up?
Hi.
What's up, big man?
Hi.
How you doing?
Fine.
What's your name?
Aiden.
Aiden?
So, you're Patrick Mahomes?
You think I'm Patrick Mahomes still? Whose jersey is this?
I mean, not Patrick Mahomes, or you're Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
So, good to see you.
So good to see you.
that's so cute.
Patrick confused. Yeah, you got. I don't have the hair. He's got the hair.
It's so funny. He's just like still. So I do love that. He just makes me laugh. I think Ian Hardest wins for fun. You have another tweet in there?
I have another tweet. Yeah, this is a great one. I'm glad I won.
Okay,
this is our girl Cooter Doodle, who, I mean, seriously, I don't know how she comes up with this stuff. She is, I mean, she has legitimate chops as a comedy writer. This is what she likes to do. She likes to do these great fantasy football analyst questions where she does something really weird. And this is her thoughts on the Odell Beckham situation as she's putting. Okay, I'll just watch it. I don't know where she comes up with this stuff. I mean, it's the best.
So with the Odell news going to the Rams, are you guys worried about Cooper Kupp? Because I really don't think it's going to affect him as much. But what I am worried about is Robert Woods. So what do you guys think? Are you selling cameras? Like, what are you doing? So with the Odell news going to the Rams,
She always does these weird things where she's like, "What are you? Wait, what did she do? Where did you even think of this?" So funny.
That makes me laugh. Because I myself, if you want to know the truth, I myself made a video like Cooter Doodles today. I just have not released it publicly.
Oh.
If you want, I can tweet it out right this second. And
On the show, live.
I'm going to tweet it out if you want me to.
Do it.
And I just got to find it. Here we go. Yeah, I'm tweeting it out. I'll let you know when it hits the airways. This is just called Graham Crackers.
Graham crackers. Okay.
Yeah, this is going to be called Graham Crackers. So I tweeted it out. I'm going to go to my feed real quick. And let's just go up top to me. That's me. Go to media. Should be the first one. If it's not there yet, it'll be there in a second. So, it's going through my phone. It's a big file. So, it's a 1 minute video. So Kudos is a little shorter, but it's a commentary. I think I might even mention Kudo in it, but I didn't know you were going to drop that. I just had it ready to go at any point. So it's moments away. If we want to do a drum roll, we could do a
hot live tweet on 3 tweets.
On 3 tweets that needs to go through. Come on. It's just I'm watching it on my phone almost go through.
I'll tell you what, this game again.
Who scored? I
mean, it's 31-10. The Niners are going to win. I mean, who'd have thunk?
I know. All right, here we go. It's here. Graham Crackers is here. So let's go to Graham Crackers.
Graham Crackers by Scott Stacks Simpson.
I'm not going to do one of those weird Cooter videos where they're, messing something up. This is milk. So, it kind of lines the Cooter, but I'm just going to show you what I do. These are from Trader Joe's cinnamon grahams, the old-fashioned, thick and hearty. Yeah, they're delicious. So, soaking it up there. This is a drawing video, I know. So now, pretty heavy, but these are thick and hearty, right? You can't sleep on those, man. So people are just like with graham crackers, like, no, it's too far. No, thick and hearty, bro. Thick and hearty. This is my wife's Cambridge mug, University of Cambridge. Shout out all the scholars out there, all the brainiacs getting into Cambridge.
You know, I got married up. All right, so now
the same countertop.
Oh, they're sogging. Yeah, this is perfect. So this is where the video ends. I'm gonna enjoy these without you.
It's just the opposite.
Yes, this is a tease video of graham
Yeah,
crackers.
you're not doing. You think you're gonna do a coup de jour, but you're just doing what you normally do. Just getting ready. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So I love it, brother. Thank you for doing the show with me, like we always do. It's
Yeah, love it too, bro. Love the fact I'm going 7-0 this week. According to everything, with 2 wins for Scott Stack Simpson in 2 of our leagues. So
motherfucker. Yeah. You now it has to be explicit again. So Bo, loved it, brother. Love that you're here. Love the cooter. Appreciate everybody who tuned us in, and thick and hearty. Bo, you are a definition of thick and hearty. You're part of the crew, man. So yeah, we love Bo. Mike is winning. We got to step up our game. And pray for Scott. Pray for my leg. It just feels better. I'm going to the doctor tomorrow. Hopefully it's good news, and the doctor says rest. So I will see you guys on the flip side of Nimble W Numbers. Check me out on Twitter. Check me out on NimbleWNumbers.com. Check out Bo _big time. Check out Mike, who is the Ralph Macho, or call him Ralph. Either way, whatever you want to do, that's how we roll. So, Mike, any last words?
Peace and love.